All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Cool, beautiful. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rafa HaKadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of great most and rule well. Left time this word in truth and sincerity. Okay, peace and mercy to the elect.
8 minutes. ABS workout.
Slake. Peace and mercy to the elect. Okay, starting with 144,000. That's also pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And the rest of the elect, peace and mercy to you and your household. And your fellow servant of Moth of GMS Toronto coming at you once again with another live lesson. It's going to be another edition of Doomsday Prophecies. Okay. Where, I connect world events with Bible prophecy to encourage, all right, and strengthen the faith of the elect. At the same time, chatting down, all right, the destruction and the downfall of Babylon the Great, aka America, which is synonymous with the rulership, all right, of Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed so-called white man. Okay, that's the devil that the Bible speaks of, that's ruling this earth. So this is not going to be a long one, Lord willing, and straightforward and edifying. But I had this video saved, and it's a good video. Okay, and it's from Greg Reese, and I got the title of my lesson, all right, from the title of his video here, as you see, An Age of Revolution. Okay, so An Age of Revolution. This is fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm not receiving any money or any monetization for this video. I'm only sharing this video for educational purposes only. Okay, so fair use, fair use, fair use. So I'm gonna let this video play, okay, and just bring out some precepts connecting some of the things that he's saying, and that'll be it. Let's go ahead and slow this down. Okay, it's good. Oh, there's the volume.
The most radical.
Okay.
The most radical political. The most radical.
Okay, beautiful. So make sure the volume is working. Speed's normal.
Prose ever written into a founding document. The most radical political prose ever written into a founding document of a nation is found in the Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. He went further and wrote that when a government...
Right, and let me just quickly preface. Basically, what I'll be getting into is obviously the revolution and what that really means and everything like that. And just basically in this video, he's going to show how it's always been the international bankers, top wicked elite that have been behind all these different revolutions and to dismantle and take over a government, right? To forward their agenda and rulership of the basically the agenda of the New World Order. Okay, this idea and plan of the New World Order via the microchip, which is the mark of the beast, written about in Revelation the 13th chapter, has been a plan that has been ongoing for centuries, more than decades, centuries. Okay, and you can go all the way back into the ancient world. All right, that's what Nimrod was trying to do. All right, centralize all of man at that time into one spot, which is a one world government. But like we know, the motive, all right, the MO, okay, of these devils, these top international bankers, is to what? To create chaos so they can install their so-called order. And this is why they have been behind all these different revolutions that take place, that have been taking place over the decades. It's like I keep getting this call. Okay, so Anyhow, let's go ahead and let this play.
By Thomas Jefferson, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. He went further and wrote that when a government pursues a long train of abuses and usurpations, it's the people's duty to throw off such government. In a 1787 letter to James Madison, Jefferson wrote, "I hold it that a little rebellion now and then is a good thing. It prevents the degeneracy of government." In another letter, he wrote, "God forbid we should ever be 20 years without such a rebellion." In a letter to William Stephen Smith, he wrote, "The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. It is its natural manure." Tom?
These guys are devils, man. Let me get this real quick. Natural manure. Slacker, I keep getting interrupted with phone calls. I don't know what the hell's going on, but this is Psalm 65 and 20. Okay, doesn't matter, all your elected officials, right? These Edomites, these stooges of the top wicked elite, they're all the same. Okay. Even these low-level Edomites, it says, I'll just actually read verse 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." Okay, NLT says, "His words are as smooth as butter, but in his heart is war. His words are as soothing as lotion, but underneath are daggers," man. And he uses this through that left-right paradigm, okay, of the Republicans and Democrats, right? Two different wings of the same bird. Okay.
From time to time, with the blood of patriots and tyrants, it is its natural manure. Thomas Jefferson was not the only radical poet of individual freedom. The words of James Madison, Samuel Adams, Patrick Henry, Benjamin Franklin, and others lit the flames for the age of revolution. Starting in 1775 with the American Revolution, which inspired the French Revolution in 1789, the Haitian Revolution in 1791, and the Latin American revolutions that began in 1810. This entire age of revolutions unfolded in just 50 years, but according to history, it cannot be described as grassroots rebellions. Freemasonry and the Illuminati were heavily involved. Freemasonry has been, and still is, closely related to the British Crown. The first American Masonic Lodge was established in Philadelphia in 1730, with Benjamin Franklin as a founding member. Benjamin Franklin was the Grand Master of the Pennsylvania Masons, as well as a member of the Lodge of the Nine Sisters in Paris, where he recruited French support for the Revolution. George Washington was a Master Mason of Fredericksburg. Paul Revere was the Grand Master of Massachusetts. John Hancock was a member of St. Andrew's Lodge, Boston. Masonic lodges were incubators for revolutionary ideas, and despite Freemasonry's origins under the British Crown, every Masonic leader of the Revolutionary era sided with the Patriots. The Bavarian Illuminati was a...
You see that? So they've always been working together. All right, this is two almost based upon today, this is 250 years. This is year 250, okay, of Babylon's empire, which is aka America. But it just goes to show you that all these elected officials or selected, rather, they're not elected, selected officials, right? All the way up to the top wicked elite, they're all working together. Okay, they're all working together. This is Psalm 64 and 5. It says, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep." Okay, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. And that arrow ultimately is the missiles, man. America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, ICBM missiles. So their plan that they got going, is it going to work? This new world order isn't going to work, isn't going to come into fruition, because we can get that in Job. Was that Job 5:19? I think no, not that one. It's a good one too. It's a different one. Yes, Job 5 and verse 12. Job 5:12. It says, He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. Okay, so the Most High has him in a heavy trick bag, man. He has him in a heavy trick bag, because as the scriptures say, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee. They really think that everything that they're doing and have been, uh, 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 and everything that they have been doing, all right, fermenting throughout throughout centuries, has been of them. No, it's been of the Most High Yahweh. All right, you devils, starting with Satan on down, okay, are his left hand. All right, Isaiah 45:7. We know this.
Revolutionary ideas. And despite Freemasonry's origins under the British Crown, every Masonic leader of the Revolutionary era sided with the Patriots. The Bavarian Illuminati was officially founded by Adam Weishaupt on May 1st, 1776, during the American Revolution. The Grand Orient of France and various Masonic lodges served as networks through which revolutionary organizers coordinated across national borders. A conference was held at the Rothschild Castle in Wilhelmsbad on July 16, 1782, where Freemasons and the Illuminati forged an alliance before the French Revolution erupted. Jüri Liina is an Estonian journalist, filmmaker, and author who argues that international Freemasonry, international banking, and the communist movement were all interconnected strands of a single project of elite power consolidation. Liina claims that both Lenin and Trotsky were high-ranking Freemasons, loyal to the International Masonic Council. According to a 1917 document, the German Grand Lodge stated that Lenin consistently represents the ideals of international Freemasonry. Both American communists and American bankers were instrumental in financing the Bolshevik Revolution. Liina frames the American Revolution as the first successful deployment of Enlightenment Masonic political philosophy against a traditional monarchy. According to Liina, the Founding Fathers were participants in a Masonic Illuminati geopolitical project to avoid a Christian monarchy by creating a secular republic, and was the template that was later applied in France and Russia. Looking back today, Liina's argument does not seem far-fetched at all. Western governments have been fomenting revolutions for over a century, and the astrological parallels between then and now.
Okay, they've been fomenting revolutions for centuries. Okay, through what? Through America. The top wicked elite have been doing this through their patsy, America. Okay, let's get Isaiah 10 real quick. Okay, I'm actually just going in the spirit, so Lord willing, I pray this is edifying to the elect. This is okay, Isaiah 10:1. It says, Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grieve on. That's okay, actually. It's not exactly what I want. Let me get right down to the point, actually. Yes, verse 5. Beautiful. Isaiah 10:5. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff in their hand is my indignation. Okay, so NLT, it says, what sorrow awaits Assyria, the rod of, which is spiritually and prophetically, okay, America. What sorrow awaits the rod of my anger? I use it as a club to express my anger, okay? I am sending Assyria against a godless nation, against a people with whom I am very angry, which being the Israelites, okay? Assyria will plunder them, trampling them like dirt beneath its feet. But the king of Assyria will not understand that he is my tool. His mind doesn't work that way. His plan is simply to destroy and cut down nation after nation. You see? He will say, each of my princes will soon be a king. And that's what they do, is like they take over these different countries and nations. They forward a revolution from within and set up a puppet king, okay, to express their Western government, okay. This is how the earth as well. This is one of many ways that the earth is given out to the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. All right, they have stooges everywhere. Now, I was also going to get something else too. Oh yeah, Micah. Let's go to Micah. Okay, Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." Okay, so beds represents a time of rest. They have all the time in the world because they rule the earth, right? So they have all the time in the world to work at bringing about, all right, their new world order, okay, and establishing all these different plans and plots and agendas they have to bring about the new world order. Okay, so woe unto them that divides iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power. Is it in the power? It is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence. You see, revolutions, right? And there's two sides to a revolution. Okay, there's the right side and there's the left side. And I'm going to get into that. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so that they oppress a poor man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And they did that with the Israelites, and they're also doing that with everybody else, including their own people. Why do you think these technocrats are buying up all this land, okay, and basically taking over and have already taken over your government over there in Babylon the Great, aka America, okay? Basically, what's being brought about is uh, a digital technocracy. Okay, a digital technocracy. So let's what I was gonna do again. Let's get that word revolution so you see what I'm talking about. So when you look at the word revolution, right, an age of revolution. So we're hoping this is the year 250, Lord willing, Yahweh Ratzadah. Okay, we praying and setting up curses, all right, to Babylon the Great, aka America, that the Lord does something huge, all right, to really set all these prophecies even more in motion, man, because we're sick and tired of this place. Sick and tired of this place. But when you look at this word revolution, it says originally of celestial bodies. Okay? So it's divine. Of celestial bodies, one apparent rotation about the earth. Also, the time required for this also act or fact of moving in a circular course. Okay, so we're almost done, man. We're almost done. We're at the end of this man's rulership, at the end of this man's course. All right. It says, hence, Second Ezra 6 and 9. For Jacob is the end of the world, or sorry, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. From Old French, it says revolution. Okay, revolution, course, revolution of celestial bodies, or directly from Latin, late Latin, revolutium, okay, of revolving. Okay, so you get the point. But what stuck out to me is that it says what of celestial bodies, and we've been seeing all kinds of like, so that's going into what the sun, the moon, and the stars, right? Those are celestial bodies, and also the chariots, okay, and the angels that are in them. Those are a part of the celestial bodies as well, right? They're celestial and you have bodies. Okay, all these things have been showing us signs, okay, frequently and extremely throughout the years, especially, all right, it seems like it's been, the Lord put it in hyperdrive really ever since the C19. Blood moons, pink moon, there was a pink moon the other day, right? Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, all right? countless chariot sightings, so-called UFO sightings, right? So all these things are happening because we're upon an age of revolution, okay, which is um, which also involves sedition, civil unrest, okay, chaos, destruction. But what comes out of that is order, and it's not going to be what Esau. It's not going to be Esau's order, so-called. Okay, it's going to be the order of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua on earth, the kingdom of heaven established on earth. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, it's sluggish. I keep getting interrupted. Okay, bottom here it says from early 15th century as a cynical or cyclo. Yeah, I think no, cyclical reoccurrence. Okay, I gotta get that word. I'm not even pronouncing that correctly.
Cyclical. Cyclical.
Cyclical. Okay, a cyclical reoccurrence. Reoccurrent changes or events. Okay, reoccurring changes or events. It says action on the part of an object or person of turning round or moving round a point. Okay, now let's go to, oh yeah, here this it says here the sense of an instant, right? The sense of an instant of great change in affairs. That's the point. So an age of revolution is tied to what? A great change in affairs, right? In the affairs of rulership. The political meeting, overthrow, or it says overthrow of an established political or social system. Okay? So that's civil unrest, man. That's civil unrest. This is why we get we're in this time, man. We're in this time. And it's just about time the Lord do something. You could feel it in the air. This is Second Ezra 15 and 14. Okay, in the King James says, "Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Okay, we are upon the climax of this prophecy. Okay, as you see, all right, all these different wars, civil wars, race wars, uh, fermenting, all right, boiling up. The Lord's prepping this age of revolution, all right, to what? Establish and bring in the kingdom of heaven. Let me go from here to, that's funny because the Lord also likened this to a ring. That's what I remember. Was that 42? Second Ezra 4 and 42. Sorry, I think it's 5 and 42. Yeah. This is just getting right to the point. Second Ezra 5 and 42 says, "And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring." You see? circular, okay? Going to, again, the word revolution, which revolution is tied to is a cyclical rotation, a circular rotation, all right? And that celestial bodies, okay? Let me get the definition, I'm butchering it. It says originally of celestial bodies, okay? Signs. These are signs of the Heavenly Father to show what time we're in. Okay, it says, and he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, a circular motion, like as there is no slackness of the last, okay, just as men did count slackness with the Most High, all right, they were deluded in their understanding of patience. The Most High is patient, okay, with um with the spirits of the world, starting with the Israelites, okay, on this earth. But that doesn't mean, but a lot of men count the Most High's patience as slackness, like he's not going to do anything. So he said, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first, which means nothing is going to be pushed or rushed before their time. Everything is working in its order. Okay, and hence again, the age of revolution. We're in that time where everything is um, moving as a sign, all right, to those who have the Holy Spirit that, hey, I'm coming close to visit the earth. Okay. And I might as well get 2nd Ezra 9. 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand this is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You see? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right? Age of revolution. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay? Now, going back to this clip, he goes into it based upon the left-hand side.
Looking back today, Lena's argument does not seem far-fetched at all. Western governments have been fomenting revolutions for over a century, and the astrological parallels between then and now, as well as the current political climate, suggest we may be seeing a new age of revolution. Several major planetary cycles are returning to where they were 250 years ago. Pluto, which destroys old power structures, moving from Capricorn to Aquarius. Uranus, which rules revolution, is returning to Gemini, which promotes sudden change and technological disruption. Saturn conjuncts Neptune at 0 degree Aries, the degree of new beginnings, and Neptune moves into Aries, a time of idealistic crusades and battles fought over freedom. On July 4, 2026, when America celebrates its 250th birthday, the sky over Philadelphia,
which is today, okay,
will more closely mirror the sky of July 4, 1776 than any sky since then. And the secret societies responsible for overthrowing governments are well aware of this. Greg Reese reporting.
You see, they're well aware of this. So nothing's by accident, man. So we're going to see, Lord willing, all right, something pops off heavy, that next Black Swan event that's going to change the course of humanity as we know it, okay, bringing us closer and closer to the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to bring out concerning this video. Lord willing, this is straightforward and edifying to the elect. I'm going to close by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKadosh. All right, and double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders who grant also and rule well. And I promise this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the elect, starting with 144,000. That's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And the rest of the elect, peace and mercy to you and your household. Above the ball, Kwame Shala, and Shalom to the elect. Stay strong. We are almost out this hope.